am back for week 2 of the One Room Challenge remodel I'm doing of our master bathroom. Last week I gave you a little preview of the materials I'm going to use, the demo work that was done after the plumbers left, and now it's all on me to do the tiling, do the ceiling, do the touch-up paint, paint the cabinets. I feel like I'm missing a bunch of stuff, but I'm going to be building a really cool art project for above the tub. So many things I need to get done. This week I'm going to show you the makeover I gave the ceiling in this bathroom. If you follow my blog, you'll know that I like ceilings. I like to remodel ceilings. I've done the back porch. I did a little tongue and groove project on our back porch. I'll include a link to that tutorial in the description below. I also did a big makeover on the ceiling, the vaulted ceiling in our master bedroom. I'll put that also in the description. And we have 20-foot high ceilings in our living room and foyer. If you follow me on Instagram, you might remember that a few months ago I was up on scaffolding, painting that ceiling and all of the crown molding around it. So, needless to say, once again, I love ceilings. So this bathroom has always really bothered me. It's got a really weird ceiling. There's a soffit going on, an L-shaped soffit going on. There's a peak here in the middle. I'll show you guys in a second. There's kind of like weird angles where the drywall was cut in, kind of weird. So it's, for someone who likes symmetry as much as me, the ceiling has always bothered me, and I've always, for years, been thinking about what can I do to fix the ceiling and make it something that I really like. So hopefully I've accomplished that. And now I'm going to pick up the camera, get behind it, and show you what the ceiling looks like after I did all of the trim work. It took me about 3 or 4 days up on the ladder to hang everything. I actually, because the 1/4-inch plywood is so light, I actually did it all by myself without a second ladder person, or my husband usually helps me with some of these projects where you need 2 hands. But because the ceiling is so choppy, I didn't have to do huge expanses. I think the longest run is probably 6 feet. So I was able to actually do all this work by myself. It is tedious, but I think it's worth it to have a beautiful ceiling at the end. So let me show you what it takes and what happened and what I did. Okay guys, here is a look at the finished ceiling. I'll show you in a minute in a quick video a project overview of how I did this, and there's a blog post all about it with details on how you can recreate this in your home, but let me just give you a quick look here. This peak is over the bathtub in our bathroom. So I had to deal with this strange peak in the middle of the room, and I would say that the peak goes up probably about 13 feet, I would guess, in the middle. I need to replace the ceiling light that's going on there, but I decided to frame all of that plywood with 1x3s almost everywhere, and including in that peak, I put some 1x3 trim in there, and then some trim around the weird drop-down box that they have for the light fixture. But down here, I didn't want to use a 1x3 across the bottom because of the weird angle. I didn't know how to finish off the top. It would have looked weird just to have like an extra inch of 1x3 then going up that way. So instead, I went with a wider strip there to kind of camouflage the weird angle. I also painted this side of the wall white, again to camouflage the weird angles. This was all about just kind of giving the ceiling a nice look, but also not drawing your attention to all of the strange angles in here. So that was really the design focus for me. And I've been living with this ceiling for a couple weeks now, and I'm loving it. It does exactly that. I don't look at the ceiling wondering what's going on or thinking it's like the one bad thing about this room anymore. I like it. My attention's actually drawn to the bathroom now, and just when I look up at the ceiling, I think, oh, well, it has a great ceiling too. You know, it's not like the weird thing that sticks out to me anymore. Let me just show you the other side. This is that L-shaped soffit I was talking about before. This is over my vanity. Again, I decided to just paint the soffit the same color as the walls to sort of, again, hide the soffit and not make a feature out of it. And it seems to have really worked. Again, it doesn't bother me anymore like it used to. My family members that have seen it say the same thing. It's not weird, it doesn't stand out, you don't even notice it anymore. So I'm loving the result here. Again, it was weird angles. I didn't know exactly what to do with the trim work in certain places, but I do think I did the best that I could. This it's about 5 inches, but it's not a standard. I ripped it down. But this trim on this side didn't really have to be that wide over here, but I wanted it to match if you were looking at it from this angle. So I went with the same size trim on either side of that peak. Again, it's just so many weird angles that it could have gone a million different ways. I made my own trim out of thinner boards where the slope in the ceiling meets the flat part of the ceiling. Just because I wanted it a lot thinner than the 1x3 would have provided. I just wanted to keep those nice lines going. You can see the plywood gives a little bit of texture to the ceiling. If I had used something like tongue and groove or a regular shiplap, it would have had nice, clean, uniform lines, and it would have looked beautiful too. I do like the way this is sort of uneven, a little bit rougher looking. I thought it turned out really pretty and just interesting to look at. I did run caulk between every piece of plywood. I thought it gave it a nice, cleaner finish, and I think on my website you can see what it looked like before caulk and after caulk, so you can get a good idea. But anyways, this is the ceiling, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. And real quick, I will show you exactly how I did this project, a quick overview. Okay, now that you've seen my ceiling, I'm going to tell you that next week for week 3 of the One Room Challenge, I'm going to be revealing the tile on the floor and show you guys a little bit of how I did that. Be sure to subscribe to my channel or follow along on Instagram if you'd like to see sneak peeks of things that are coming up. I tend to not be able to hold things back on Instagram, and I show things 2 or 3 weeks on there before they actually come out on my blog. So, all right, thanks guys. I'll see you next week.